Hi, it's Danielle from the blog warmwithtime.com, where I help you design a home full of vintage charm. And in today's video, I want to share my top 5 tips for how to score amazing deals on vintage and antique furniture on Facebook Marketplace. So if you're anything like me, you're shopping on a budget. Me and my husband recently bought our very first home together. We're newlyweds, and so we have a whole house to fill with furniture, and we can't afford to spend thousands of dollars on each individual furniture item that we need for our house. However, I still really want good quality furniture that's solid wood, full of charm and character, and so finding items on Facebook Marketplace has been super successful for us, and I want to share some of my tips on how to get the best deals on Facebook Marketplace so that you can find some amazing finds as well. Okay, so tip number 1 for scoring amazing deals on Facebook Marketplace is be willing to make repairs. So someone once said, in life, you either spend the time or you spend the money. And this is so true, especially when it comes to vintage and antique furniture on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of times the beautiful, pristine pieces without a scratch or any damage whatsoever are extremely expensive and basically out of my budget. However, I'm able to score some really great deals on items that just need a little bit of love and work, and they are so much cheaper. So if you can gain the skills to make repairs on your furniture, you can save so much money. For instance, I recently purchased a small vintage dresser off Facebook Marketplace, and I was able to score this piece for $50, which I think is amazing considering it's solid wood. It is in really good shape. The only thing that it needed was the dovetails just needed re-glued. And that was something that took me and my husband about 15 minutes to fix up, and we saved so much money on that piece. And so you can find some amazing deals when you're willing to put in the time to make those repairs. Okay, so tip number 2 for finding amazing deals off Facebook Marketplace for vintage and antique furniture is to look often. So there's people out there that love to scroll Instagram. Some people love to scroll Facebook. I love to scroll Facebook Marketplace because if I'm constantly searching on the platform about anywhere from 2 to 5 times a day, I'm more likely to find the best deals when they first come available. And also by scrolling through Facebook Marketplace more often, the Facebook algorithm gets to know my style and the items that I'm looking for and will start to recommend more of those same items. So I usually spend anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes a couple times a day scrolling the Facebook Marketplace app and to check and see what's new and available in the area. So anytime I have a lull in my day, a couple minutes I can squeeze out to scroll, that's when I do that. So if I'm at a line at the bank or in Starbucks or just have a few minutes to myself, this is the best time to just spend a couple minutes scrolling the app and looking for the best deals. Okay, so tip number 3 for scoring some amazing finds on Facebook Marketplace is offer to meet as soon as possible to get a better price. So when it comes to buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace, of course you can negotiate the price, but I find that the seller is more likely to accept your lower price for the item if you say that you can meet as soon as possible. I find that with that, they're more likely to accept your offer because they don't want to wait around for the item to sell. They would rather just pass it on and get it off their minds because people have busy lives and they'd rather just sell it to you for a little bit cheaper. I recently did this with another vintage dresser that we bought off Facebook Marketplace. I offered a little bit lower price than what she was asking, and I told her I could come that afternoon, and sure enough, she accepted the offer because I was willing to come that day. So the quicker you're able to go pick up your item, the more likely I find that the seller is willing to negotiate the price with you. So tip number 4 for scoring amazing deals off Facebook Marketplace is to go ahead and save any item that you're remotely interested in. So sometimes I'll find amazing pieces, but they're a little bit out of the budget still, even on Facebook Marketplace. So I'll go ahead and hit save on those items. That way, if the seller updates the listing or lowers the price on the item, I get notified of that change, and I will be one of the first ones to be able to pick it up at the lower price. In addition to that, by saving the item, after a few weeks of it still being on the market and maybe it hasn't sold, then you have more negotiation power to be able to work with the seller on a price that fits better in your budget. Okay, so tip number 5 for scoring amazing deals off Facebook Marketplace is be willing to drive. So you can actually set a radius of distances that you want to search for your items. So you just select your location and then change the radius to the distance that you're willing to drive around the town that you're listed in. And you can go anywhere from just a couple miles all the way up to 100 miles. So obviously, the larger the radius that you're searching, the more likely it is that you're gonna find what you're looking for, and hopefully at a really great price as well. So I said I had 5 tips, but I actually have just one more bonus tip I want to share with you, and that is to not be afraid to either pass or negotiate further once you arrive at pickup. So sometimes you arrive at pickup and the item doesn't look as in good condition as when you saw it on Facebook and in the photos, or it's just not right for you entirely. So this is still okay time to go ahead and negotiate further on the price. You can potentially get a lower price there, explaining what is wrong with the item and why you might want that little bit lower price, or you can go ahead and pass altogether. That is fine too. So this happened recently with a desk that we purchased off Facebook Marketplace. It's a beautiful, very old antique desk, and it just needed a little bit more love than was listed in the description. It had some gouges on the top and some stains on the top, as well as the whole piece was a little bit wobbly and would probably need some tightening, potentially with some more screws and stuff. So at pickup, once we looked over the item, we asked the seller if they would do a little bit lower on the price and our reasonings why. But at pickup is a perfectly acceptable time to negotiate the price if you need to. Also, sometimes you might meet up for pickup of the item and it be just not what you want at all. It's okay to completely pass on the item altogether. That is perfectly acceptable too. The last thing that you want to do if you're on a budget is to spend money on things that you don't actually like or want. So be sure to go ahead and pass if you still don't think you want the item, even if you agreed for pickup. Alright, well those are my tips for finding amazing deals off Facebook Marketplace. I really hope that this video was helpful for you and gave you some more tips and strategies for finding some good deals off Facebook Marketplace. If it did, please be sure to like the video down below, and also please leave me a comment. What are your tips for scoring amazing deals off Facebook Marketplace? I know I could learn from you guys as well, and I would love to hear more of your tips below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.